Hello everyone, this is Pauline. Now, lately I think everybody's worrying about this thing. Stock market keep dropping. We are seeing all in red. But the good news is this: higher margin of safety, more undervalued stocks. But then, even though we have a lot of opportunities, where do we find the cash to buy, right? So today I have a very special guest I want to introduce to each and every one of you. Why? Because she is one of our V College graduates together with her husband, Ernee as well, okay? And some of you may have heard of Ernee. And they create their income by this thing called co-living. Now, some of you may have heard of this term, but some of you are fuzzy about it. Don't worry, I'm going to show you and let her introduce you what is co-living. Hello, Jolene. Hello. Nice to
Pauline.
meet you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I understand that you were actually working in a corporate job with a very high pay, like a high 4 digits, 5 digits near there, and you're working in sales line with commission.
Yes.
Why is it that you start off this thing called co-living? Now, before, I know many of you are asking what is co-living, right? Later on, I'll ask Jolene to introduce, but maybe let's understand now why Jolene go into this thing from a corporate job to co-living.
Yeah. Right. Thanks, Pauline. Yes, I'm V College and I'm very excited to be here. So why from a 5-figure commission paying job to what I'm actually doing now, being an entrepreneur, being my own business owner? I think the very reason was because when I was working, it was really no day, no night, So what it really means is that by the time I get home, I'm so tired. At the end of the day, I really have no time for the kids. And it has come to a point where you feel a little bit frustrated. You feel you feel that your energy is actually depleting and you really don't have time to spend the quality time with them. So there was one incident that happened in one of my girls' school. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share much more in details. So what happened was I realized that it's so important to really spend quality time with your kids every night. You have to talk to them every night, even though it's a 15 minutes or 20 minutes kind of session. So what happened that day gave me an enlightenment. So it really makes me feel that nothing is really more important than family. And when you are working, especially in sales job, the thing is that the moment you do very well this year, you are kind of like being punished, next year because you do more, your target gets higher. So I cannot make a sense out of this whole thing. So after that incident, I realized that spending quality time is really, really important to be with my kids and my husband as well.
So we want to have more time. Of course, to have more time with family, we need to have so-called more money.
Yes.
So the thing is, we're always juggling between like a full-time job. And now, how do you find this side hustle? I understand you started off as a side hustle. That means she did not quit her full-time job first. She actually did this thing, learning about property investing. But when we talk about property investing, many of you will be thinking, property investing cannot now with the ABSD government cooling measures, and also this thing about property investing need a lot of capital, and I need to take loan also. So how do you start this thing about property investing?
Right. Additional buyer stamp duty, which is ABSD, is true, and it actually increases the difficulty of people owning a second residential property. Now, traditionally, property investing is always about capital gains and it's always about cash flow. Right now, with this ABSD, especially for residential property, it can be a little bit tricky because technically you still need cash to do some purchase of a residential property. Now, why we go into co-living is number one, it is a cash flow business, and number two, it is very low risk. There are more areas that you can actually control, and number three, I think for co-living business there is much more areas that once you understand the nature of the business, actually there's a lot of rooms that we can actually play. So what actually is co-living? So co-living is actually a modern form of housing. It is like a room rental within a condo, and that's where we do. So right now we manage close to about 500 to 600 rooms in Singapore.
Wait. 5 to 6 or 5 to 600?
5 to 600 rooms.
You didn't hear wrongly, I also didn't hear wrongly. It's 5 to 600 rooms, okay?
Yes.
Over how many years?
We started our business in 2019, so since then it's about close to 3 years.
3 years in the midst of COVID?
Yes.
And with the circuit breaker?
Yes.
Wow, impressive, right? Yeah.
Yes, and I also don't mind to tell you, because you're from V College, right? During COVID and circuit breaker, in fact, this COVID pandemic has increased our business a lot. A lot. So as we speak now, we are at probably 98% occupancy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so the key thing, of course, many of you are actually thinking, wow, in order to do this, do I have to spend a lot of time in this to start? Okay, but because I know now you are full-time already, but
Yes.
let's say now, for example, I'm asking on behalf of our V College graduates who are like, let's say I have a full-time job, like you have a family to take care of. Do we need a lot of time to actually start, let's say, the first few?
Okay, when I was doing a full-time job, I am able to side hustle. Comfortably, I can do up to 10 units. So, and I assume very conservatively, 1 unit in terms of net cash flow is about 1,200. With 10 units, is about 12,000. Now, my aim during side hustle was this. I wanted to retire myself without having any pay cut. So it must be at least equal or more than what I was getting. Only then I consider myself retired.
So which means with a full-time job and then side hustle, you can get about a 12K per month additional.
Correct.
Guys,
And this is conservative.
Okay, so I think many of us think, wow, Pauline, if I can get additional like 1.2K, I understand from Jelene, 1 unit can fetch an average 1.2K, right?
At least.
At least. So imagine you just do 1.2K additional per month. Can you actually, buy some shares every month? The answer is yes, right? But the thing is, you can do maybe over the years, or maybe over a few months already, 5, 6 to even 10 units, or maybe right now, like Jolene, can do even full-time every month. Like, the kind of rental you and maybe your graduates, because I know you also run a course to get your graduates to also do this, you teach them how to do it. Okay, I don't say the 师傅 yourself lah, but maybe those who are actually into it for like in that 1 year, 1 to 2 years, how much are they fetching right now, roughly?
Wow. On average, we have people getting from 5 units all the way to the more senior ones. Now they can get, I think, 12 units. So you calculate lah, conservatively 1,200. 1,200 is very conservative. We actually have people that's achieving cash flow of like 2,400, 2,500, but that we consider that as an extremely outlier and lucky unit.
Okay, so let's say very conservatively, 1,200 times, let's say 5 units. All right, they do comfortably.
Yes.
All right, with your guidance as well.
Yes.
So they have about 6K. So guys, my question to you is this: 5 to 6K per month additional on top of what you are getting right now. Can you now have the additional cash flow to go into the stock market, and you are not subjected to ABSD? You don't need huge capital. You need some capital probably, but I know Jolene also teach this thing. We heard of OPM. I learned this strategy. I'm not going to ask Jolene to say what's OPM. Why? Because I know Jolene is eager to say. What's OPM? Yeah, you also asked me what's OPM, right? It's called other people's money.
Yes.
Yeah, so what do you mean by other people's money? No, she's not going to touch it here. Why? Because we are going to have something for you. So Jolene, you have something for them, right? Because I heard you also run, sessions, master classes. I want to ask you for a favor for our V College graduates.
Yes.
Because I heard that you and Ernee, which is who's your hubby, you guys do run like a master class, and you teach, people how to do this thing and introduce them what's co-living, how much capital to start. I know many of you want to ask this question: how much capital lah? Do I need to put in a lot of time lah? But I can tell you this. Ernee and Jelene, they are, when they did this, they were not full-time yet, all right? They were taking care of the family, they were having like a full-time job, yet they can do this, all right? So, and they didn't even use their capital, they use OPM. Okay, so these are the things I think is a question mark for you right now. So, I heard you have a session for them, is it?
Yes, this is a very special V edition that we are doing for this particular boot camp, because we have actually benefited a lot. And in fact, I remember when we attended the class, it was Ken that actually teaches us. So we benefited a lot, and this is one way that I promised Ken and Pauline that we will give back to V. So what we're going to do a very special edition for Protiply program. This is really exclusive to V. So we are going to teach OPM. At a very high level, what is OPM? It means you are not limited by resources anymore. Whoever that attends our program at Proptiply, you will come out with a third eye open, you know. Really, you are never limited by resources anymore. So this special V program that we are going to do, I think it will be another 2 more sessions. And for this session itself, we are going to cover how to do co-living as a business. How do you achieve conservatively 1,002? We will show you the numbers. You know, numbers cannot lie. Numbers are facts. Numbers cannot lie. So from there, you will be able to understand whether this kind of business, is it really profitable or not? Yeah.
Good. So if you want to find out more, okay, the QR code is there. Okay, anytime, just click on the QR code, sign up. It's a free session, really a free session, especially Ernee and Jolene just do it. It's a masterclass to expose you, to let you know what's co-living. I know many of you are still having questions, how it works. You mean it can work, man? You mean, you know, don't need to subject to ABSD? Is it legal? How to go about doing this? You know, all your questions will be answered during their 2-hour session, because this is just a short interview and they are doing a very, very special session just for V College graduates. Why? Because they are also V College graduates. We are in one family, okay? So thank you very much, Jelene, for accepting our invitation and for this special interview to teach us and share with us more about this thing on co-living, and most importantly, how to create more cash flow. So guys, go and sign up for it if you want to know how to create more cash flow so that you can leverage on this part. Warren Buffett said this is the time. Be greedy when others are fearful. See you.
Thank you.